Hello everyone, I'm Crown Blue Jay here, back with another video of Fnia, another story. Um, to, Today we are going back into the game. Last video, what happened was that Alex he turned on Lefty and Molten Freddy, and we also Alex also has schizophrenia of some type, where he communicates with Shadow Bonnie, just known as hallucination to us. So, um, yeah, that's where we left off last video. If you enjoyed this series, I would highly recommend you like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. And um, Without further ado, let's get into the game. After I left the building, I immediately went to my car. I wanted to get in it and just drive around the city, attracting the attention of the police. Instead, I just leaned against the car door and crossed my arms over my chest. So be it, I'll wait for John. The only question is how long he will still be there. We're kind of in a hurry not to be noticed. I turned my gaze to John's car. He never straightened out the dents that remained from the incident. Maybe he didn't have time. To look at his car a little more, I turned my gaze to the sign of the building and for some reason lingered on it. For some reason, right now, I remembered something that seemed to have been forgotten for a very long time. 16 years ago. Are you sure this is a good idea? If I'm not mistaken, we should be staying at my house for the night right now, and if our parents find out about it, they won't know about it. My words didn't give them any confidence. Come on, you want something interesting, it's nice and I'd find it. Well, get in. It seems to be illegal. That's if we get caught, so let's not get caught, okay? Without waiting for their answer, I went to the building we needed. Damn, wait for us. We walked around the roof very quietly, like in the spy thrillers, and approached the open window. The somebody quickly looked into it. It's pretty dark, but I don't think there's anyone there. I think there's no one there. And if there is someone still there and this someone notices us, in this case, it would be better to leave peacefully before the police are called, or our parents are called. Hmm, I agree with Peter. Well, who's the first? I nodded at the open window, but no one wanted to get in there first, and I didn't want to be the first either, but someone has to climb, right? I nodded to what myself, and I climbed through the window. Hmm. As soon as I got through the window, I immediately ducked just in case. Sam and Peter followed me almost immediately. And now what? Don't know. We'll probably look around here. We went in two different directions, although there was nowhere special to go. We just went in little different ways. I quietly crawled between various pieces of furniture and all kinds of decorations. Crawling to what big boxes I heard footsteps. They definitely did not belong to any of my friends. Quickly crawled between two boxes and began to observe what was happening. Seems that a man entered the hall in which we were. Hey, what are you doing here? He was saying something else, but I wasn't listening to him anymore. I just watched my friends quickly leave the building just as they got into it. The man didn't seem to notice me. Kids. As it seemed to me after he said that, I heard this man laughing at him. I'll be in my office. If you need me, you know where to look for me. The man left and I continued to stay in one place. I just wanted to make sure there was no one else. I lay motionless for about 5 minutes, but then I exhaled with relief. Who is who is it we have here? I saw 3 kids get in here, but only 2 came out. After all, I was noticed too. Well, definitely not going to run. I slowly turned my head in the direction of the one who was talking to me. Hi. Um, hi. I've heard rumors about Freddy Fazbear's restaurants, but what happened there at night, it didn't look like she could hurt me in any way. She smiled and held her hand to me. My name's Spring. Are you just going to lie here? I'm Alex. Now, I let her help me out. You're kind of tense. Don't worry, it's fine. She let go of my hand. If you're just gonna stand there, then I'll go and come with me. That man. Don't be afraid. He won't understand that you're here. Of course, if you're quiet. And if he does understand, we'll explain everything to him, or we'll figure something out. We? You'll understand everything. Let's go. I opened my eyes and came back to realm of memories. She stood in front of me and just silently looked at me. Well, well, what was that just now? You saw it for yourself. Yes, I saw everything. I wonder what you're going to do now. Now? Nothing. I'll definitely go back there, but not later. I wonder if they still remember you. After all, many years have already passed. I hope so. When I heard the door open, I looked in the direction of the sun. So I expected it was John. I watched him walk towards me for a while, then turn in the direction I had been looking at before. She wasn't there. Why can't she say something before she disappears? So at least I'll know that she's definitely gone. So just go home? Yes, maybe I'll take a ride around the city. At least I'll pass a couple of hours. Get in the car. First, I came home after Alice called. She said there wasn't much time left before the assault and we need to get to the police station in time for a briefing. She took my equipment with her, her here. She said I'd like it, well, let's see. I left my Lamborghini with an almost empty tank in the garage and headed to Alice. To my surprise, there's no one in our garage or in the living room. It's good, they are our friends, but they don't have to know everything. Alice was in her room, and she was looking at something on the tablet. Noticing me, she put it aside and happily came up to me. Hello, dear. Come on, we've got a lot of work to do. Sure, show me what you have for me. She went over to the bed and pointed to the objects lying on it. As I got closer, I realized that this is my equipment, but something about it didn't really suit me. Why are the special forces clothes white? With Fence, she wasn't exactly white. It was kind of a camouflage consisting of three colors: white, gray, light blue. In theory, this is either winter or urban camouflage. I thought you liked to stand out from everyone else in every way. Sure, but I thought I would have the same force camouflage as the squad. Well, with the usual dark blue like the simple special forces. Maybe I should also hit a target on myself and use scripture to shoot here? You don't like it, do you? I think I've upset her. No, I like it, but I'll be noticeable. What kind of weapon do I have? She threw me a shotgun. I caught it in the air and turned it over in my hands. Remington R12 Simple 2011. You like that kind of thing. Combat self-load 12 gauge shotgun. In that case, I want to be one of the first to go. And it will be. For the duration of the operation, you'll take command of my squad. Just try to make none of them die. Don't worry, they will all stay alive. Won't you come with us? I'm a sniper, I'll cover you, but at the same time, sorry, I cannot speak today. Time is at a safe distance. Of course. I start changing into my new uniform while talking to Alice along the way. Whose role will I play? She thought a little. Honestly, I haven't really thought about it yet. In that case, you have a very little time left. I told them that I had enlisted the support of a special squad from a neighboring district. I'll come up with something when the time comes. Alice managed to let everything she needed and was waiting for me to near the door. I finished changing and went over to her. She looked at me appraisingly for a while. It'll do. Here, take this. She handed me a tactical special forces mask that was painted in the same camouflage as my entire room. I attached it to my helmet so that at any moment I could cover my face. She nodded satisfactorily and went downstairs. Along the way, Alice told me that part of my role is silence. I didn't understand it right away, but it seemed to me that I was playing a mute person, so it's even more interesting. Many things not to accidentally say something. She was working a little ahead of me and didn't pay attention to the other police officers at all. I looked at her on purpose and pretended that I was here for the first time. I counted the surprised and perplexed glances of the police, almost the same but more interested glances of senior officers. Some of them whispered among themselves when they noticed me. It looks like Alice tried to make me more or less known. The SCD agents on the contrary showed almost no interest in me, but when I met their gazes, I noticed a certain contempt and suspicion. I followed Alice full of shotgun at the ready, which was already prohibited by the rules of the police station. Perhaps that's why some of the SCD agents kept their hand on their holster for pistols. But I'm not I'm not here to kill for now. After going to the second floor, I was stopped near one of the rooms. My face was not visible through the mask, but she seemed to understand what I was looking at her question though. It will be more effective if you come in after I tell them that we have help. You'll know when to come in. After these words, she entered the room. I stood for about a minute near the door, a couple of passing officers. Just like the others looked at me with interest, and apparently with him anxiety. I entered the room after Alice said that she brought help and then just fell silent. I walked in slowly to next Alice. Slowly looking at everyone in the room, I nodded. Then I noticed how most of them started whispering amongst themselves. It seems Alice overdid a lot with my appearance. I wonder what she said to everyone. As I said, I enlisted the support for the special squad at the neighborhood districts. They kindly provided us with one of their people. One person is no match for an entire squad. What would be the use of him? Believe me, he'll meet all expectations. His help will be invaluable. We'll see about that. Interesting. What the fuck are you doing here? Do you think I would miss the trip? No way. Just don't get in the way, okay? There's no way you can get rid of me. There's nothing I can do to stop you. You shot me on purpose or someone to shoot me, huh? Hey, if you die, I will die too, so I don't want that. Yeah, whatever you say. I'm serious, actually. Me too. She disappeared just like the last time. Ryan blinked Alice and some of those present were arguing about something, but I did not delve into the essence of the conversation. When I got tired of it, I just pulled the bolt on the shotgun. As I expected, this action immediately attracted all the attention to me. Now they would immediately see something, or at least react somehow, but they all just looked at me in silence. I nodded in the direction of the plant hanging on the wall and walked up to it. Apparently, Alice understood why and get down to business. As I wanted to say, after I was interrupted, we'll attack them from two sides. One group will take position on the side of the forest, the other near the road. On command, two groups must simultaneously launch an offensive. Until we have allocated 20 people, not counting 3 snipers. Two groups of 10 people, snipers will provide you with cover. We don't have reinforcements, we only have one chance. Destroy or disable any transport that you find. We don't need them to escape. If possible, arrest these criminals, but if they continue to attack us, shoot to kill. According to our data, there are about 40 people there. We have coped with more numerous opponents, so there's nothing to be afraid of. There should be no civilians at the site of the operations, so you can safely use any methods that you deem necessary. Questions? There was a slight silence. One of the people in the room sat slightly in his chair. How do we name this person? He pointed at me and then looked at Alice. This is Outcast, Outcast 1. Is he from Phantom Forces? I noticed how most of these present exchange glances with each other. I've heard about these Phantom Forces, kind of like they've considered the best special forces in the whole S4 country. They say the squad, which consists of 5 people, recaptured an entire block from bandits without anyone's help. No, the outcasts from Night Wolves. She seems to have made it up all right now. It would be funny if someone wants to check the truthfulness of her words about me. Rather, not about me, about the outcasts. Okay, we're wasting time anyway. Oh wait, I thought it was a Special Forces member talking for a minute. Okay, we're wasting time anyway. Meet me in the meeting place. Go there in an inconspicuous photos and at the certain time interval. When I was finished speaking, just fell silent for a while. Everyone present began to disperse. Until we were alone together, she looked at me. Let's go, outcasts. I'll introduce you to the Inferno Squad. The whole thing was very suspicious. I've never understood how Alex finds people like that. He didn't even tell us what exactly we should take from these people. I was walking down the perimeter of the third door of the hotel, holding an inconspicuous case in which there were about $200,000. It would be a lot easier if Alex would fill us in on the details. Relax, John. Everything will go smoothly. And if not? Wilson took the pistol out of his holster and showed it to me with a no-so smile on his face. Of course, there are definitely not 2 of them there. I'll leave. Calm down, man. Besides, we're in the middle of the city and even in a hotel. Do you think someone will really start a shootout in such a crowded place? Didn't say anything. There was a truth in his words, but I still feel uneasy. Okay, anyway, we'll figure something out in an emergency. We walked the rest of the way in silence and stopped near the room 3C. The task was simple. According to Alex, it was necessary to come to this room and hand over the case with Mike and pick up what we need. Just like me, Russ is something indecision. Let's just get this over with, and we will try not to die. After these words, he knocked on the door. After just a couple of seconds, the door opened and a man appeared in front of us. He looked at us for a couple of seconds and then stepped aside. Apparently, he wanted us to come in. No Rose and led the way into the room. An ordinary hotel is nothing remarkable. Until I entered, the door closed behind us, and a man stood directly in front of the door. Apparently, this is some kind of precaution. Immediately after closing the door, another man came into the room and stared at us intently. I don't know you, please. I want to avoid misunderstanding. Put your weapons on the table. And to these words, the man behind us pulled the bolt on his weapon. Damn, we're defenseless now, but there's nothing to be done. I put my pistol, my only weapon, on the table, and in the middle of the room, I moved to the same place where I was standing. Wilson did the same thing, except I don't see his jackknife. I lowered my voice so that only Wilson can hear me. Knife, lay out the knife. It's alright. They don't know about him. The man watching us and said something in a language I didn't know. The man standing near the door came up to us and checked all the pockets. That's where he found the knife. Casually throwing it on the table, he walked back to the door. Tell me, do you believe the one who scares you with bad weather in Switzerland? It's very sorry, one here. Good. It looked like it was some kind of code phrase. If Wilson knew the answer to it, then Alex told him a little more than he told me. It would be necessary to clarify this point with him. Meanwhile, the man took out his phone and did something on it for a couple minutes. After a short pause, he looked at me. Tell me, John Carter, why didn't Hunter come in person? How did how did you know? Answer the question. I don't know all the details. He didn't tell us practically anything. That's even better. Going to the bedside table, he took out a folder with documents from it and put it on the table, silently pushing our weapons away. That's why you came. Hunter needs this folder. The man held out his hand to me. I want to get the money. I gave him the briefcase without much thought, put it aside and pointed the phone at the documents. It was a pleasure doing business with you. I hope our paths don't cross. They went to the next room, taking a briefcase with them. Wilson took the documents and we were ready to leave. The second man was still sitting in front of the door. To a long 3 minutes, a voice was heard from the next room. We have gas. The man came out to us, holding a weapon in his hands. Seems to have brought to us someone who should not have been brought. Pointing the gun at me, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw the second man pointing the gun at Wilson. Wait, what? Someone? Huh. Okay. Me and my 9 people are located in the forest near Salma. The white uniform called me, but I tried as much as possible not to betray our position. Under my command was the Infernal Squad, consisting of 3 people not counting Alice. The remaining 6 people were gathered from different groups of special forces, but I can't say with certainty which ones. It was necessary to listen when they explained. I don't care about them. The main thing is to keep Inferno alive. It will be problematic, especially if you're not going to say anything. Perhaps the Special Forces have special gestures that can replace individual orders? You know what? So be it. I will help you. And in what way? You'll see later. She disappeared and I didn't have time to ask anything. It's always like that. She finds the right time to leave and not answer unnecessary questions. The voice came from the walkie-talkie hanging on my belt. The Scarlet Star is in place, ready to provide cover. Report on readiness. Alpha is in place and ready to go. Charlie is in place. We are ready in orders. The Scarlet Star. I took the radio off my belt. After a little thought, I handed it to Wood, one of the girls of Alice's squad. She immediately took and pressed the button and said, "Bet is ready. Ready to action." She returned the radio to me and checked her weapon. I gestured for the weapons to be ready for battle. After a few seconds, confirmations were heard. Moving out. Shoot when ready. Immediately after these words, I gave the command to follow me. Without waiting confirmation, I ran ahead. The shooting started almost immediately after we came out to the open. Both we and they shot. Slowly moving forward, I soon realized that my white uniform attracted much more attention than the standard Special Forces uniform, so more shots had been fired in my direction. I took cover behind the truck, some units followed my example, while others took cover behind fallen trees. The rest of the squad followed me closely and tried to keep up. And looking out from behind the shelter, I noticed how our enemies were starting to bypass us from the side. I gave the order for some to deal with them. See that pickup truck that parked not far from the truck? I peeked out behind it for a second to see what she was talking about. There were two people sitting behind him. If you move on, it's possible that one of your subordinates will die. Quickly ran out on the height and ran to the car. She was right, there were two people behind the car. Killed one of them immediately by firing my shotgun almost at point blank range. The second shot in the only direction only managed to turn around. Okay, so um it's 20 minutes into the video. I think this is a good place to stop. I get to either kill or arrest this person. So that's interesting. So we will go ahead and choose the next video. So yeah. I said in the beginning of the video, if you like this series and want to see more, I would highly recommend you like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for future videos. And we'll see you all guys, or I'll see you all guys in the next video. Have a good day.